All right, welcome back to Law Speaks. Man, you just heard the first 7 tracks from Deebo Mac's new project. I'm gonna let him tell you about the project and the project title. So what's going on, man? Talk to the people. What's your name and what you got going on?
What's good with it, man? Nice to be back on the show. I appreciate the love, man. Yeah, my name is Deebo Mac, Midwest born and raised, Lansing, Michigan in the building. I'm just doing what I love doing. You know what it is, hip hop all day.
All
Now,
right.
the name of this album is called These Words of Mine. And it's an album title that I wrestled with for a minute. I think anybody who etch out their body of work has issues with the title. It's just one of them things, man. And it was 4 other titles before this one punched me and said, "This is the one." So I went with it.
All right. So about the album
And it's
cover.
kind of like self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? I just want something to roll out, but stick in your head. Now the album cover is a story in itself. You know, because I kind of felt like at times, not necessarily during the production of this body of work, but during the era the production took place. Um, I talked to Rodis. I was on his show not too long ago. Shout out to
Okay.
Rodis. I stress to get to a motherfucker real quick,
Yeah, definitely.
and it got in my head. And it'd be times where you feel like you're sinking. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy because I went to the graphic artist and I was like, just this is the album name. You know what I'm saying? I need you to come up with something, and I ain't got a clue. I can't help you with this, but I need it. You know what I'm saying? And this is
Right.
what they sent me, and I'll be damned if it wasn't what I was literally thinking. So I was like, yeah, I don't need you to do nothing to it. This is it. I'm gonna roll with it. We done. You know.
Right.
Um, but yeah, so that's kind of, I just kind of felt like, you get in them deep waters, it'd be hard to navigate, and feel like you got anchors on you, and the strong ones, they find their way out of it. But yeah, that's kind of where I was through this, and yeah, so it took a little bit longer because I don't like really writing when my head ain't in it all the way.
Oh, okay.
Um, like I don't mind writing when my brain is geared towards something, but like when you got a whole lot of stress in the back, I don't want that negative energy coming out in the music. You know what I'm saying? Like that I don't like that kind of vibe because normally I ain't like that. So
Right.
I don't want it on the album. I don't want it in the music. So yeah, that's talking about that. The artwork in itself, that's kind of what it all derived from. And yeah, I just chose to go with it because this whole music thing is artwork. Whether people when you really give a shit, and
Right.
and you uh and you're passionate about what you're doing, this is your canvas. This is your art, and you are very vulnerable um, over that as a result of. So yeah, I just thought it all kind of came together real nice, like, and I chose to go with that. Yeah, like you said, man, 14 tracks. I was gonna go with 7 again, like I did with the last joint, right?
Right.
But I was like, I'm gonna just beef this one up, and then maybe on the next one I go with 10 or 12. You know what I'm saying? Taper down a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, so I just rolled out 14 on it, and just pieced together. I like having highs and lows and a little in betweens on each album.
Yeah, I
And
got
with
you.
it being 14 songs, it was a little bit easier to do that this time around. Sometimes you get into the 7 to 10 tracks per album. It's a little complicated to do that. You're trying to squeeze stuff
Yeah,
in. It don't sound
I feel
right,
you. And then
you know.
you're trying to like make
Right.
it match together and make sense where you don't want to just
Yeah.
throw a whole bunch of jumble of songs together. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I could
Right.
actually feel that. But one thing I do notice on the album, because I did listen to it straight through. That's why I like to get them beforehand so I can kind of sit with it for a second.
Right.
Um,
Right.
I noticed ain't no features on there.
Not a man. Not a
I know
man.
it's not one feature on there. I didn't, and I was listening. I was like, because one of the songs. Oh, let me pull this track list up real quick, because I almost thought that you was gonna throw one. I got to look at it. Which one of it? One of them I heard.
It was on the last one.
On this one.
Oh, okay.
I thought you was gonna have one for on the Forever track.
It was kind of, and you know, I made the beat on that. You know, I'm just
Oh.
throwing that out there. But anyway, no, but like it was supposed to be a collab track. I ain't even going, you know, like straight up.
Because it sounded like one of the ones, I don't know, you know, well, because you know I'm an artist myself, so excuse me. I thought I listened to it as a fan, but also as an artist person too. Like,
it's
man,
got
this like
that
a track
groove, like
that
you ain't
have
gotta, you ain't gotta think hard.
have
You
an
can just
artist on
scribble
it.
your bars out, boom, you right in there. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, you know, I'm going ahead, I'm gonna throw somebody on this. And then I wrote it, I wrote my verse, and I didn't like it. So then I threw that verse away and I wrote another two.
Oh,
And I laid the verse out because I already, you know, when I make the beats, I make it with the hook and all of that. So I ain't got to go back and doctor nothing. But I was listening to the hook and I'm like, okay, I know how I'm gonna lay the hook out. I'm gonna lay the hook out. But then I was like, man, fuck it, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw that other verse on there. It's gonna be done. You know
right.
what I'm
I
saying?
feel you.
Yeah. So then I started listening to it and I was about, you know, I started listening to all the songs I had and the ones that I knew I was gonna put on the album. And I was like, you know what? I ain't even gonna put nobody on this album. It's just gonna be, I'm gonna just roll out, you know,
Right.
just do a solo, you know. So I think moving forward, what I'm gonna do, out of respect for myself, my albums, I'm gonna probably just have myself on there, man. And then the collabs that I do, them gonna be my singles, like the in betweens. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay. I can
But the
feel that.
albums, that shit gonna be on me. You know,
I feel you.
I did a lot of albums with a gang of people. You know,
Right.
and that's fine if that's what you want to do. I ain't knocking on nobody. Whatever they want to do, hey, if it's working for them, it's clearly working for them. But for me, moving forward, that's kind of where I'm at with it. You know, but yeah, that track was supposed to be with somebody on there, and I was head scratching trying to figure out, you know, who could I put on there to smooth it out, because it ain't about with me, it ain't about trying to be better than nobody else no more. It's about,
Right.
okay, you came to me because you want a good product. This is a business to me, and good product equates to good music. And a lot of times when, you know, somebody sends you something and you just trying to sound doper than them, you know what I'm saying, or more fresher than them, that shit don't
Right.
mesh together right. So, you know, that's just kind of how I look at it. So, like I said, moving forward, I just feel like it's in my best interest knowing where my head is at and what I want um, people to understand when they listen to my shit is I don't need a extra person. I don't need
Okay.
to be carried. I can do this shit. You know, I've been
Okay. I
doing
got
this shit. You know,
you.
so yeah, that's what the business is, man.
Oh, I feel you. I feel you on that, because that's just something I peeped. I'm like, man, he ain't got no features on it. He holding it down by himself. So
Right.
yeah, I can actually appreciate that, the fact that, you know, there was no features on there, because it's like, because I guess it's just that, you know, when you listen to music, you program that, okay, at least most of the time there's gonna be at least one feature, one or two features, or if you know, or if you with a crew, of course you're
Yep.
gonna throw your crew on there.
You gotta have 3 months. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every
I'm about to say
time,
you
you
gotta go to
know.
that crew on there, because I mean I'm the kind of person that I do that. You know, I got my I put my, I make sure my team is on every song on. If I do a project, I got at least one of them on the project
Yeah,
on both.
yeah.
You
And
know, that's one
that's
of them
respect,
things.
you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I done had, you know, probably 50 tracks, you know, where, you know, I done bang bars with people, uh, East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, down south, all that.
Right.
Other countries, literally other countries. I think one of my last collab tracks that I did, man, was with this dude from shit. I want to say Germany, but I don't think it was Germany. I think it was a country near Germany.
Oh, okay.
But Yeah, I mean, I done did songs with people from, countries you ain't never heard of,
Oh wow,
District of
okay.
Moldova, naturally, France and Italy. I did
Mm-hmm.
stuff with them, uh, Germany also, Poland, like a lot of Canada. I did a whole album with my homeboy Do from Canada. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
So like, yeah, that was perpendicular parallels. But yeah, so I love doing collab tracks, but I got to know that you got the same mindset as me, man. Like you gotta
Right.
want a good product, you gotta want a good body of work, and you just gotta want to make good music.
You
Because
want
if
them
you
to
do,
invest their time
man,
just like you invest your time. You want them to have the
yeah,
same
yeah,
vision.
yeah. So that's just kind of where I've been with it. And I
Okay.
said, I'm gonna just bang this one out on my own. I got probably 5 collab tracks I've been sitting on. One of them I got with Skyzoo, I've been sitting on for like 3 years. You know what I'm saying? three
Now,
years I've been sitting on this. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And he been dope. But I think I'm gonna dump it as a collab, but a single. You know?
Okay, I feel you. I
Yeah,
feel you. I
yeah.
like that. Yeah, yeah. I actually like that process. Yeah, because I feel like yeah, every artist got their own mindset. Yeah, and you do want an artist that's like gonna fit. Like they just not going to like they got the set like they don't like okay, I'm just gonna throw you a verse. You want them to throw. You want them to give you the same effort that you gave on your track.
I want passion.
Like yeah,
I
you want the
gotta hear the
same effort.
passion
I'm
in
like
your
if not the
voice.
same, even more.
Right,
Like because I gotta
right. I don't,
because I'm working on my album now. And I got a track. My first singles actually with Beats. I got Beats featured on there, and my boy Charismatic. Now, so
okay.
I wrote my verse. B sent his verse over. I'm like, damn. Like he went so hard. I felt like I didn't go hard enough, and I had to go back and rewrite my verse because I felt like I didn't go hard enough. Because I felt like he went just so hard. Like he put the same energy into that record that he would have put in his own records.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
And
so I
see,
feel like
that's
where you're coming from.
that's good as well. Like, it's nothing wrong with being around people that push you.
Right.
Um, and that's how you know you with a good team. If nobody is pushing you within that team, then you should not be in that team because you're not going to
There you
go
go.
nowhere. It's very
Right.
simple. Uh, but yeah, so I respect him for being in that bag to
Right.
be able to do that.
Right.
But yeah, like sometimes you hear verses that people get, and I'm gonna be dead ass about it. Like back in the day when I first started out, you send me a track, like I'm sorry, I might love you to death like my brother, but I'm about to murder your ass. Like it's just gonna be that way, you
It's your
know.
mindset.
I'm
Yeah.
right, right. You're not gonna want to put this track out, So that was just my mindset on it. But now I'm like,
Hey, you know what, man?
the vibe of it.
All right.
Like I'm on some different shit than him. This his song. I made the mistake there. So yeah, I'm just all about putting out good music. And a lot of
Right.
times it's just going along with the vibe that's already been laid out and
I
just
feel
riding
you.
along with it. Yeah.
I feel you. And you know what? I actually, and what you concept when you say, man, your mindset is killing the person on the track. Now, listen to the album. There were a couple of tracks I heard, like, man, like you were like going at war. Some of the tracks, well, like one of the tracks we ain't played yet, but I heard you going for it. I heard you going
Yeah.
for it. It's for my people. I'm like,
I
now I was
I
expecting.
personally like that one.
Now we ain't played it yet. We gonna play it like after the interview is passed. But I'm listening to that. I'm like, now in my mind, I'm thinking I'm finna hear like a revolutionary song.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
But when you went in, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, damn, oh shit. And I was like,
Right.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flow on
I
there,
know what
man.
the
I gotta
title
give you
say,
that.
but yeah, yeah.
I'm just like, what the heck? I'm like, and I'm sitting there like, oh shit. And even my wife, like, he going in on every track on here. She walking through the house. He was going like, he going in
Right.
on every track. I'm like, hey, she like, I hear it from the bathroom because I was playing on TV listening. She like, yeah. She's like, this is a good one again. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm definitely gonna be adding some of these to the playlist.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate
But
that.
yeah, so I do gotta commend you on that one. And yeah, we gonna talk a little bit more about some of the other tracks. I just wanted to I just brought that up because you said, man, your mindset is killing people on the track. And that's one of the tracks I noticed you like in
That
the
is
track
that's
mode
one of
on.
my yeah, but like the beat itself is like you don't expect that with that kind of beat. Another one I made. I'm just throwing that out there, but whatever, you know.
Okay, we
So
gonna talk about
yeah,
that too.
yeah, you know, I'll be doing beats and shit, you know, I'm just saying.
Okay.
But yeah, like the beat, if you can just listen to the beat, it's like some smooth ass player shit, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But you could be on some smooth ass player shit and still bang bars, you know? So I was just
Okay.
like, okay, I'm gonna make this shit work because I'm going on this fucking beat and it's just about to be this way. So, you know, it came out and I sat on it for a minute, but I was like, you know, I this going on this, it's going on this album. I don't know where it's going on this album, but it's going on this one, you know.
Let's go. You just
Yeah,
knew you had to throw it on that song. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this or where this going, but it gotta
right,
go on
right,
there.
right.
So we gotta talk about that. All right. There's a couple of questions I do gotta add because my wife couldn't be at the interview today because
Okay,
she had to take care of some business and the child. So I'm gonna ask some questions in her spot that she would normally ask.
I feel you.
So you know, gotta represent her questions, gotta represent her.
Yeah,
So
every time.
so yeah, your name, Deebo Mac, where did your name where did you get your name from?
It's kind of funny, man. Like my last name McAllister, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the Mac came from, you know, from
Okay.
that. And just my uncles, you know, taking little jokes and shit when I was a kid, you know. Um, but like Debo, like that wasn't even my nickname. You know what I mean? My nickname was D back in the day, but basically where I had started working, and the story is kind of funny as shit, but you don't forget no shit like this. But my homeboy Bo Alexander and Bubba, R.I.P. Shane Shannon, he died not too long ago. But I was working with them, and across the street, Bo Auntie was making chicken dinner. So we all had got chicken dinners and shit for lunch, you know. So we all came back to the shop, and we sitting there about to eat. I had to wash my hands and shit. I come back, and one of the dudes was sitting in my spot and I thought he had my chicken dinner. So I'm like, oh, it's about to be some shit. You know, I know this nigga didn't just take my chicken dinner, you know. So I snatched it up from him. You know what I'm saying? And like this dude was kind of, you know, he was kind of big, right? But I was like, you know, nah, this ain't happening. And I know I'm gonna lose this scrap. I know I'm about to lose this scrap, but you ain't just gonna roll up on me like this. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of thought it was funny. And I'm pissed off because I really think he stole my food, you know. And he was like, nigga, number one, this is my seat. You new here, you know,
Yes.
which I didn't know. It was day two. And then number two, he was like, I put your chicken dinner over here. So everybody in the lunchroom started laughing and shit. And then my homeboy Bubba, he was like, damn, Deebo. And then I never shook it from that day. Like the minute he said that, that's what they called me from that day forward.
From
So
Friday.
yeah, man. And like it was stupid as hell, but you know, I don't know.
The funny
But
thing was,
yeah, so I just put both of them together,
that.
you know.
I was thinking that's where you
Yeah.
got it from. But I was thinking on a whole nother level. I'm thinking like, oh, he coming in the Debo the rap game or something. I'm thinking that was like a play on, you know, Debo being big and tough, coming,
No,
stealing
man, it
everything.
was
I
just
thought
on
that was
some.
a, you know, entree for your rap persona or something.
Nope, I didn't even give myself that damn name. I just couldn't scratch it off, you know.
Oh,
Like that's
okay.
the thing. Like, uh, I'm good. Like I tell people to call me D all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I really don't need because that's my name. It's just short for my government. You know, like I
Right.
don't really need no extra shit. But like they would not let that shit go. I was like, well, fuck, man. Everywhere I go, they saying it. Now everybody in the whole shop saying it. Now I done
Right.
made it out to the damn street, you know. So when I got back into rapping and actually making music and shit, I was like, well, fuck, you know, I'm gonna just say Deebo Mac, you know, kind of differentiate a little bit. So
Wow.
that's basically, you know, how I went.
I feel you.
Yeah, all over some damn chicken, man.
Oh, some chicken. Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
What
Little two
oh,
piece.
shit,
You
what
know,
else
it
we
wasn't
got
nothing
here?
big, but it was mine.
Hey, I feel you. You got to fight for yours. What else?
Yeah, shit was real.
All right, we can go back a little bit. So when did you actually start music? Like start doing music?
When I was little as hell, man. Like I think ever since I was shit, man. I remember like in kindergarten, like rapping and shit. I remember my homeboy Shakir when I was a little kid wrote a verse for me, and because at the time I didn't really know how to rap, you know what I'm saying? And he
Okay.
wrote a verse, and I was reading it, and then I figured out how he was rapping it, just reading it back and forth, you know. But then I started thinking, I wouldn't say it like that. I will put this on there like this, and then I'm thinking, I'm not about to rap this shit. I ain't write this shit. I'm about to do my own, you know. So like after that, it went to like trying to freestyle, think you was fresh, but you really sound like trash. And then like in junior high school, I was a nigga beating on the table at lunchtime and shit, spitting
Oh,
little
okay.
game. And then after that, you know, in high school, me and my homeboys used to go out to Michigan State campus and battle motherfuckers every weekend, like all the fucking time. I'm talking
Okay.
about you might be battling motherfuckers for weed, fifths, but you party hopping like the whole night. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
after that, my homeboy Chad had a studio, him and his brother. So I started ripping. I started ripping at the studio, but it didn't amount to nothing
Right.
because I wasn't making songs. I was just spitting. And then it registered like I got to put product together. Like anybody can freestyle, but that shit, especially back in the day, you know, we
Right.
talking 90s. You know what I'm saying? So like
Right.
just spitting don't amount to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to have product. So I sat back for a minute and found a way to make the words on paper match the freestyle
Right.
and the picture that I was trying to paint. So really, I got back in it. I want to say around '05. I met my homeboy Charles Paris in Indiana when I was working down there, and he had a studio, and it was like magic after that. You know what I'm saying? I went to his
Right.
crib, recorded the whole album in a day and a half, and from there on out, it was just it was kind of history. I was back in it the way that I wanted to be, and then I built my own studio at my crib, so
Okay.
I ain't got to deal with no bullshit at nobody else's studio because you be getting caught up with this shit. You don't really know what they got going on half the time. You know what I'm saying? So, and even before I had even got caught up, I was trying to build my studio because I wanted to be able to. If I woke up in the middle of the night and some shit clicked, I'm
Uh-huh.
putting it down right then and there. You know, you can't top that freedom. Um, so yeah, man, I want to say as far as making actual songs, '06. But I've been
Okay.
doing this shit since I was a little kid,
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta ask this one. This one one person that I actually needed to know. Because I'm gonna tell you what I heard, and then I'm gonna let you tell me. So listening to your
Right,
music,
right.
I heard some Chic Luch and I heard some Common. So I'm like, so what is your actual? What are your actual influence? And is the Locks one of them?
I think to this day, if you find a playlist that I put together that don't have Common or the Locks on it, I will give you $500.
Okay.
On point. On I'm telling you, like, you know, you don't even got to say nothing but them
Right.
two names. The names
There you
say
go.
everything you need to know. But yeah, like uh, I got a I got a lot of influences, man. I mean, we talking about Scarface,
Okay.
um, Chuck D,
Hmm.
Nas, Pac,
Pop, yeah.
Pac. I'm gonna say that twice.
Say that twice, yeah. Let them let them hear that twice. Let
You
the
know,
people in the back that ain't hear
right, right.
it.
You know, Lupe Fiasco, been dope. Uh, EPMD, Rakim, L. wide range. And then like people that ain't rappers, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I listen to all kind of stuff, man. You might hear me listening to stick because I make beats, so I want to hear
Right.
everything. You know, I might be listening to Bella Bartok. I might be listening to Duke Ellington,
Oh, okay. So
Muddy Waters.
you on your rhythm
You know
type
what I mean?
shit, huh?
Yeah, I got all of it, man. All of it. Yeah, Led Zeppelin. You know what I mean? Like Stevie Ray Vaughan. I listen to everything. You
Okay.
know, people be confused in the month. Like if I'm in a vehicle with tinted windows and I just crack the window and turn the volume up, you're not gonna know who's driving the car. You know what I'm saying? It really depends on the day.
Okay, I feel you. So
But yeah,
it's basically like mood music, basically.
yeah. It's all about where my head is at that day in that moment. But yeah, like when it come to rap, man, even Biggie, man, like it's to
Right.
this day, you can listen to something Biggie said that will punch you in the face. And it's ancient. That music is ancient now, you know.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the great thing about music, and that's why I try to structure my stuff to where it's not dated, because that's a way to have impact on other generations. You know what I'm saying? People
Right.
a lot of times just want to talk about the current events, and that's fine, but you just dated that whole body of work. So
Yeah, I
I
can see
try
that.
not to
Yeah.
do that, you know?
So
Yeah,
you try to
yeah,
make it where I can hear it 10 years from now and I don't know it when it was made, basically.
exactly, exactly.
Okay. All right, man. So we gonna basically talk about some of the tracks on the song, how you came up with them, basically.
Okay,
Look at my list. I write everything down. So
yeah.
so we're gonna talk about my favorite track first. I already told you about the other one. We talked about that one. Another one I liked was Karma. Karma was a favorite one. So I could kind of imagine, but like how did you come up with that one though? Like what was your like thought process with Karma?
Let me see. That's one of the storytelling joints that I did. And with a lot of the storytelling scenarios, at times I will take something that I remember that happened in my life and I'll splice off of it to create something.
Okay.
Just like anybody putting a movie together, you know, it's a short story in music form. And when I was a kid, I used to write short stories, so it's kind of more complicated to cram everything into, 32 bars, 48 bars. But
Right.
it's really fun because you got to find ways to make it concise, but still get the point across. And
Okay.
at the end of the day, you want people to close their eyes and see exactly what you're saying, you know. Now that was one of them ones where
Okay.
it was kind of like that.
Okay. I
Little
feel you.
snippet, yeah, little snippets, some things that, nobody should have to see. And I found a way to vent about it a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I can kind of tell. Like, yeah, I'm like, man, did somebody fuck him over or something? Like, what's up with that? Like, like, I was listening. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, because like I could tell, like I kind of like could tell where he was going with that. That's one thing that actually stood out to me about the project, though, too, man, was storytelling.
I appreciate that, man.
Because that's kind of stuff I like to hear. Type of stuff I grew up on. I'm 32 years old. That's the stuff I grew up on. So like I like to hear
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
it's like, and I don't understand. I guess I don't have to understand. I do music the way I want to do music, and I expect everyone else to do the same. So the fact that uh, hip hop as a whole has transitioned the way that it has um, is okay, but there's still room to do music the way you want to do it, and this is
Right.
how I want to do it. So you're gonna hear per album storytelling. You're gonna hear grit and whatever the fuck else I want to put in it because this is me and this is my body of work.
Right.
and I don't have to, I've never followed the path of anybody. Um, I don't do templates,
Too
uh,
much, yeah.
cookie cutter shit, you know. So yeah, at the end of the day, I want to be able to look back at everything I did, and at the very least, be proud and okay with 80% of the music that I made. The
I
only
feel
way
you.
to do that is to do it the way you want to do it.
Right. I feel you. Like I feel the exact same way because I know sometimes my music I don't want to say be out in left field, but I know it's a little different than a lot of people expect. Like even when I like do shows, they'll look at it like they'll look at it like, man, what you about to do? I'm doing what I feel. So
Right, right.
if I'm in a show full of like hardcore rappers and I have to go do some conscious stuff, I'm like, look, that's just me. I'm not gonna do something that's not me. Or
And respect
like
should be given
I got
for
songs
you holding your ground.
that they're vibe to, like like my newest single. A lot of people vibe with that because it's harder than most of my other music, but that's because the artists I got on the song, we were match. I was matching their level. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
But I'm gonna do. But I wanted to do that. I wanted to show that I can, do something different than you used to hearing, because I don't want
Yep,
to get put in a box. So I feel
exactly.
exactly what you're talking about. Like,
But
don't
yeah, it
box
didn't
me in,
make
because you box me into one thing,
time.
you're gonna be
Right,
shocked.
right.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
because because I'm doing how I feel at that point. Like, if I feel like writing a ballad, a love song, that's what you're gonna hear. If I
Exactly.
want to go hard, like I did, like with that track, and I wanted to brag on myself, what my boy told me to do, it's time for you to show people that you know how to do that as well. I'm like,
Yeah,
I completely agree. So I
yeah.
can feel where you're
You
coming
already know. Yeah, like on
right,
the last album, Rap Found Me,
right.
like that song I did is called The Courtship. Number one, the name of
The
the
question,
song
yeah,
throws everybody off because not even half of the country knows at this point in time what the hell courtship is anymore. You
right. I'm
know,
like, I was
so
so
the
thrown
fact
off.
that,
Like, what? Okay,
yeah,
let's see
wait
what
a
he got to
damn
say.
minute, I don't know what in the hell. Yeah, so like, and then what I'm talking about in that song in particular, you not hearing these days. You know,
Right,
so I say, you know what? This is me. Not only is this me, this is classic me doing what the fuck I want to do. It's going on the album. So that's what it did. So yeah, like I would respect, and matter of fact, I have respected people who got on stage and ripped some shit and it wasn't like nobody else. I know what
right,
it's like to be the unknown doing some shit that nobody else is doing on
right,
stage. I kind of love that.
right,
So, I'm the first to applaud somebody else doing that. So, if I see a bunch of, grime sets, like I like to call it, trappers up there, and then
right.
somebody get up there on some conscious shit, I'm listening to that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But yeah, yeah, that's just me. Um, but yeah, man, that
yeah. You
it
know
just
what's
be
funny?
like that.
I've actually had people that would like pay attention and say, man, you was spitting some different type of stuff. And I didn't
You
even
catch
have
them,
people
you catch them.
tell me all the time, like, I didn't know what to expect, because like you don't look like the average artist. I'm like, well, I'm not supposed to. I'm look like me. That's like, I
Right,
look like
right.
me. I can't be nobody but me. Now I've tried to be everybody else, that didn't work. Like, I can only be me. Like I'm me.
Yep.
Like, that's just that. Okay, another track that stood out. I got two more tracks that stood out. Then we're gonna go into some other stuff. But Fervent, that track, I like that track too. That was a dope track. And another one was
Uh,
Fighting Again.
yeah, yeah. Which one you want to talk about first?
Out of them two, which one is your favorite? Or do you have a favorite between them two?
Mm.
I know it's kind of hard. Like, dang, like I like all my shit, man. I like like my whole project,
Well, sometimes some stuff will go on and it won't be what I like.
Okay.
Uh, but it'll be some stuff that people say they like. Um, Now I kind of like fighting again because I feel like that's kind of typical, man. People don't always want to talk about shit like that.
Right.
But a lot of times people will have 3 or 4 relationships like that. If you're lucky, just 1 or 2, before you end up with whoever you think is the right one and y'all vibing for real. You know what I'm saying? It'd be toxic as hell.
Right.
Um, but for all the most idiotic reasons, um, y'all stick it out for a minute, and it's just like 7 levels of hell um, the whole time. So, I chose to scribble something out about it because I'll be the first one to tell everybody I done had a couple of them my damn self.
Right.
Um, and it was kind of like a culmination of, a couple different relationships that I just made it kind of seem like it was one.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but yeah, it just kind of be like that sometimes. So, I just said, okay, I want to make a little catchy hook on this, but this is what I'm gonna talk about. So I kind of feel like I like that one.
Okay. Cool. All right. So out of the 14 project out of the 14 tracks that you got on this project, if you had to pick like your favorite one, like which one would you like? This would be your go-to one that that you will rock all the time, and the one that if you was to go to perform, you would love to perform this one all the time.
Mm, all the time. That's a lot. That's a whole lot.
Yeah, because you know how you know how you got a song that okay, man, I love to go out every time. I want to perform this one all the time. This is the one I'm gonna rock all the time because this is the one. This is the one that put the icing on the cake for me on this project. And I'm like, man, I really
Yeah.
went in on this one. This my this is my shit. This is my favorite one. This is my my one.
Oh man. Just one, right?
Yeah, like
Uh,
if you had to pick one, you might have more than one because we all have more than one. But if you just had to, if somebody asks you like, look, man, I want to hear your favorite song. I want to, what you think your hottest song on this project is.
I probably have to say 51-7, man.
Okay.
Like, and it's probably for the wrong reasons. But like, I wrote that shit fast as hell, man.
Oh wow.
Um, like, dude, simply that I didn't make that one. This dude called Spoken Truth on Twitter, and the E is a number 3 at Spoken Truth. He made that beat and sent it to me, and like I hadn't even played 20 seconds of it, and I already knew the first 3 bars.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I went on, you know, went on and paid him right quick, and just started scribbling that out right quick. And I want to say within an hour, I had that done. And it
mm.
took me an hour because I sat down and listened to it and was like, this section ain't got enough punch. I'm going back on it. So like,
Okay.
but I had laid it out in like probably a half hour, writing it and everything. But I went
Mm,
back to it, because I wanted more impact in certain areas. And I felt like, um, words mean everything, and the way words are said mean more. So I keep that in mind, and I said I'm gonna have this at the beginning of the album. It might not be the first one, but it's got to make you want to listen to more. So
okay.
what I'm saying, like the way the song, the way the beats start out is like it kind of draw you in. You don't know what you're going to, you know what I mean? You don't know what you're going to get. You just know it's kind of hype. And, I'll probably have to say that one, man.
Okay.
But I do like Awe because it's slower. And with it being slower, I could put more into the stage performance,
Okay.
vibing with the crowd, moving around the motions without worrying about my breathing cadence so much. Because
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
like, the more you perform, you got to keep in mind, you got to have room to breathe, number one.
Of course.
And when you rapping, everybody think, oh, like this one thing I hate, right? Like motherfuckers always got some shit to say when you got background vocals playing, right? But 98% of the times I've been on stage, I'm solo. Okay. Now you can Google performances by Rick Ross. I've done it. Kanye and a lot of other big wigs. You can hear their whole shit playing in the background. Niggas paying $50 a ticket every time.
Right.
You let Joe Schmoses get on stage and have his background vocals playing every fourth bar so he can take that breath and give you everything he got. Niggas hating. You know what I mean? But I feel like Awe is one of them tracks where the beat is slow enough to where I can just vibe out with it,
I feel you, man.
But in all honesty, I gotta go with 551.7. I love that, man. I love that song.
Yeah. Actually, man, I want to piggyback on that thing you said about the performing, because I've been doing a lot of performance lately myself, and I do notice a lot of times I get out of breath, which affects my performance. But I've been getting out of breath more because I started rapping without my vocals behind me. And I'm gonna tell you what made me change my mind about not having my vocals behind me. That Lox versus Dipset battle. I seen how sloppy it looked, and I'm like, I gotta change that up.
Now this is the thing, it's a respectful way to do it,
right?
And then it's a tacky way to do it. I think Dipset did it wrong. Number one, you on literally one of the biggest stages hip hop has seen.
Right.
End of sentence. And to do that, going against a group that been about that life.
Right.
And you gonna do that? Like,
so yeah.
They did it wrong. They did it wrong,
Yeah.
But in the same breath, if you're gonna be on stage and the songs you performing are gonna require you to carry your voice, you need to have some sort of backup plan.
Right.
So, your verse coming in every fourth bar or something like that. So you got a breather.
Right. Okay.
Not playing the whole damn time.
I feel
you know what I'm saying? But every fourth bar, you might get that breath in the last few words, but the words are still playing in the background, and then you right back in. Something like that is a bit more respected. Or, like I said, getting a body of songs put together for a show set to where you don't need that.
I feel you.
You got options.
And you know what's funny, man? This is why I like having talking to other artists and having artists on here, because I learn something from every artist that I have on this show, man. And like something like that, and that's just something that I take in. Like, man, I'm like, I need to find room to breathe here, because I'm noticing. I'm like, hey, this is where I'm running out of breath. But I know if I perform this song, I'm okay. I know if I perform this song, I need to do a little bit more here. Or this song, maybe I'll let the chorus do more work, and that's why I breathe at, and then that way I won't be so out of breath.
Right.
So
every time,
like I say,
another thing I do
from every artist that's on here.
That I do is, I know I got a show coming up or whatever. I run a lot. I swim, I work out like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'll run and I'll play music. It might not even be my shit playing. It might be somebody else shit. I don't know. But something to where I know I'm gonna know the words. And I'm saying the words while I'm running.
Okay.
Ain't no better way to get your vocal endurance built up than to do it in those kind of extremities, because you really exerting yourself when you're running, or even walking uphill or whatever. Do what you can do, but like make sure that you spitting bars, you spitting verses while you're doing it, because that's training your lungs. That's training your lungs, doing something you was gonna do anyway. and that's all gonna help. And you won't notice it right away, but you might watch footage, and it might be the same show set you had last time, but damn, you wasn't pausing so much. You'll see the difference. You'll see the difference. But that's another thing that I do.
Okay.
I go on these runs, 5 or 6 runs, and I'll be spitting bars while I'm running.
I can feel you. I feel you on that, man. All right, man. I really don't have any more questions as far as the actual project goes. We gonna talk about though, but I did want to touch on this though, as far as are we to expect any visuals from this project?
I thought about it. I might put a couple together. I can't say when. I would like to get one done for 51-7. I'm not really sure which other ones, because like I said, storytelling is involved in a lot of these. So that's a whole situation.
Right.
It's not just spitting in front of a camera. So, I'm thinking probably I would like to get 2 or 3 songs.
Okay.
Videos for 2 or 3 songs.
I feel you. I feel you on that. We got okay. So where can the people find you at and find your music?
Okay. Some of the easier ones that I know everybody is using: Apple, Tidal, Spotify, Pandora, Deezer. I got a few songs on SoundCloud. I don't do too much on there because they're a little funny style.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can search my name on any one of them, and you're gonna find my songs on there. I'm a little bit of everywhere, man.
Okay.
Amazon. I'm on Amazon. Damn near anywhere, any of these big conglomerates that you can stream music on. Bandcamp. Feel free to go to my Bandcamp and buy the album. Yeah, I'm a little bit of everywhere. I'm definitely on the major ones.
Okay.
And a lot of these other ones. But for the most part, I like to, I think I sent you, I may not have, but I got a flow page. And on that flow page, I got every spot you can find, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all of that. And then I got the top stream sites.
Okay. Yeah.
On that flow page as well. So if you go to Real Deebo Mac on Instagram, you look in my bio, you'll find that link. That link is to that flow page where you can find me on these streaming sites. Or just, what the shirt says, look up Deebo Mac on whatever streaming site that you fuck with. I'm there. It's that simple.
Cool. What's the all right, what's your next move like from this album to the do we have like a tour coming, another project, or we gonna float this project a little bit? Like, what's the next move?
I mean, I'm gonna float this one for a little bit, and then like after that, I'm gonna have some in betweens with the collab music. You know what I'm saying? As far as shows, I really wanted to hit it hard with this one because I feel like I got some nice punches on this one. You know what I'm saying? But in the same breath, the Rona is real, and
Right.
I got a home life that I'm not trying to affect with a negative impact. And I work. I ain't some rapper out here fronting, just running the streets, slinging dope, and I ain't got no record deal. I turned down a lot of them. I ain't got one now. So, I got a career, and I make money as a result of this. Rap shit is what I love, but it's a hobby. You know what I mean? On the side. So like, I don't want to do anything that's gonna fuck up my home life or my money. So I gotta be real cognizant of that. And right now, the way this Rona shit is vibing, it's messing up everything. So as much as I really want to do shows, I don't think I'm gonna do as many as I want for that fact alone. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't know. I don't know how I feel if, you know, I thought of myself, did a show, ended up giving it to my mom's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right, yeah.
yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of in the back of my mind and it's hitting me right now. But yeah, I'm gonna do some shows. You know what I'm saying? I just ain't gonna. I can't
We'll
hit
be
it.
selective of where and how.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel
So
you.
that's
I
that's
feel you
another
on that.
reason. Yep.
You got to be very cautious of stuff like that too, man.
Yeah.
I'm about to say because I work every day as well. You know, I got a wife and a kid. You know, you got to make sure get the hand sanitizer on deck.
Yeah. The home front got to be
Straight.
straight, man. Yeah. So I don't know. I ain't never really been about making selfish moves. You know, I prioritize everything. I'm family first. Um, and I'm a numbers guy. I'm money second, you know. So like, I really ain't gonna fuck with my money, but I definitely ain't fucking my family up, you know.
Right.
So yeah.
I can feel you on that, man. Well, that's about all I got, man. What, but if you had one last word to leave with the listeners, what would you leave with them?
You know, I kind of touch base on this every time. I really want to see hip hop progress and continue to move in a direction where you hear less clownism. And the only
Wow.
way the only way you really gonna get that is when the people making music have another source of income.
Hmm.
And the reason I say that is because those who are desperate for whatever reason often make bad decisions. And when people know you desperate, the decisions made a lot of times are a coercion that comes from someone else for whatever reason, which is going to affect the music. Nothing burns my ass more than to see people that you know have potential just sticking to what's popping right now because they got to get paid.
Hmm.
I think all of us want to be making a lot of money without working. I get it. But in the same breath, like I said earlier, when you done making music, I shouldn't be the only one with this goal. Your goal should be when it's all over, you want to be proud of 80% of what you did. Everybody gonna have some trash shit. You know, to this day, Tupac did some shit. I watched the shit with Ghostface, Wu-Tang.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that song Ghostface?
Uh-huh.
Like that was in the hook. The chick was singing the hook,
Oh, yeah,
Ghostface.
I remember
You
that one.
know,
Yeah.
he hated that shit. He fucking hated it. He did not want that on the album. He didn't want it released. He said that on record, platinum. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, you know, everybody gonna have some shit that they don't like. It's Basquiat, if he was alive. It's portraits he done. He thought was trash. It's gonna be that way. But can you structure yourself to what you're proud of, at least 80% of what you did later on? And I think if you ain't so hungry for money, it's gonna be a lot easier because now you can sit back. Now you can do what you want to do.
All
You
right.
don't have no outside interference. You know what I mean? And you more in control of your own shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I would say, man. That's about the only way I think we're gonna really get back to the essence of it. Where you know people speaking in the purest form, from the heart, and it ain't so negative.
Right.
And so it's like a circus, you know. Yeah, respect to the ones, respect to the J. Coles and the Fashions, and you know, what I mean, it's a lot of them out there doing it right, and I really
Right.
love them for that. But we need a lot more. We need a lot more.
I feel you on that. I can get with that, man. So we're gonna get into the last 7 tracks of the project. So we got the plot twist, whatever though, for my people, all fighting again. They know now, and who that. And yo, we're gonna leave y'all with. But thank y'all for enjoying these last 7 tracks. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Deebo Mac listening party. I'll holler at y'all next time. I'm Terrell. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
All right.